Welcome to another episode on our channel. If you're like me, you love 1/6 scale, you love collecting, you love customizing. But I've been saying this for some time now. I think the toy makers of 1/6 scale figures are pricing themselves out of the market. A lot of them are. I know some of the reasons behind that, licensing of items and that sort of thing. But these prices are becoming inordinately impossible to afford. I mean, it's you're having to be very selective now with your purchases, and the ability to get things, the time between the ability to get things is extending itself. Now, we're not rich, so we have to be selective. We have to pace ourselves. But there are some things you can do that will save you tons of money. Customize figures, make figures. It really is fun to do this sort of thing, to make your own figures of things that are not being made. If you can get close, use a little artistic license, you will be happy with what you do. Another thing you can do is you can keep your eyes on eBay. Now, normally they will gouge you to death. It's just a given. They've held on to some figures for the prices to rise even further. But people are not buying these things. They're not moving these products on eBay. You can tell. So I believe they've done some alternate subtle things to try to sell things. So you'll notice if you're looking at an item, it's being sold here at $700, $800 over here, $600 to $700 on and on, really high prices. And then you'll see just a few that are $300 or something like that. Now, you have to be careful. Sometimes there's shipping and handling that really jacks the price up. But sometimes it's just like $325, no additional shipping. It still will cost you more than $325 by the time you get taxed for the item, because that's what eBay is doing now. When they moved from charging you fees to list things to now you can list as many things as you want, pretty much, without being charged. You're only charged when you sell something, and then they take a cut of 13.5% off of items that you sell. Plus, they do take a cut off of shipping and handling. So you have to kind of keep those two factors in mind, as well as taxes. All right. So sellers are trying to move items by, I believe, sometimes it's the same seller, I believe. I could be wrong on this, but they're listing a number of these same items at very high prices, and then you see a few of them around that $300 range, and you go, that's a deal. And so you jump in and you get it, not knowing that somebody has set you up to make you want to get that figure. Now, you may be getting a deal because that might be what it originally sold at. But other things you can do to save money is, if you don't go to a very well-known toy maker like Hot Toys, you find an off-brand that has a pretty decent looking figure. Go for it. Maybe just get the Hot Toys head. I've done that many times, and I've come out on the winning side there. Yeah, I don't have the Hot Toys box, but I'm not as consumed with boxes as I used to be. I've gotten too many boxes that are dinged and, if it's brand new and sometimes even from Sideshow, there are problems. So I've kind of lowered my standards. I'm okay without a box. So yeah, off-brands sometimes can be a salvation if they're making good items. Now, eventually their costs will rise, but it seems like every time you turn around, another off-brand is starting to make its rise. That's the time to jump in. Of course, when an item comes out, that's the time to jump in, especially if it's an off-brand and it's made very well. If you wait until something is out of stock, you will be in a serious world of hurt because it'll be hard to find the item at a decent price. In those situations, I look for pieces of the item. Maybe the body. I can get a deal with the body. And there are internet 1/6 scale loose distributors who are selling pieces, parts. And if you know these places, you can get a good deal and put together a figure that you can be happy with. Sometimes I won't get certain things, like a weapon or two, or that exact style of boots, because I know I can get something similar and repaint it and make it look good. I'm okay with that artistic license stuff, as long as I have a figure I'm happy with. So that's something you can definitely do. On eBay, though, I'm noticing that people are starting to sell parts at ridiculous prices. For the longest time, I've been wanting Electro. And from Spider-Man. And it's, of course, I'm seeing like 750 over here, 630, 560. And then most of the stuff is between 350 and 400. And then I'm seeing, a couple of those like 286 or 305. And that's to include they're not charging, I should say, shipping and handling. So I'm starting to say, hey, that's a good price. But I've caught on. So looking for pieces is what I'm trying to do. But again, those prices are going up now too. So looking at just the body of Electro, not the Jamie Foxx head, not the energy little pieces that go on the body, hands, that sort of thing. They're charging $175, $195, $200 just for the body. And that's a lot of money. That's too much money. And those energy things, I've been seeing those selling for like $20 a shot. And there are like 6 of them that you can get with Electro. Well, if you do the math, 20 times 6, that's $120. That's a lot of money for just energy stuff. So I could live without energy, or I have actually some movement oriented, these spindly things that look like energy. I have some flash items that I haven't put on my Flash figure because I bought him in pieces way back when. Got a great deal that way. And I ended up getting these energy or movement pieces. I thought maybe I can just paint that yellow and be happy. It won't maybe be translucent, but happy with the look of Electro. So I saw the body. The cheapest one I saw was $158. Now that included everything but the hands, the head, the box, the energy pieces, that sort of thing. So everything but those other items, $158. And I said, that's still too much. And then I started to notice, well, there are some people who are just selling the electrical pieces, not the energy pieces, but the wires and stuff like that for like $60 to $80. And then I could see on one item, one body, it was missing. The only thing it was missing was, of course, the head, the energy pieces, and the hands, and it was missing some electrical pieces. And looking at the electrical pieces, I noticed all it's missing really is two yellow wires with a black design, kind of spindly thing on it, and the straps that hold the two wires to the lower part of the body. And I said, I can make that. And they were asking $94 for that. And I said, okay, $158 for two pieces of wire and attachments to the legs. I can make that. $158 to $94. I can definitely make that. Here's the trick. If you see something you kind of want or considering getting it, put it in your cart. Chances are that person who's selling it, if they can't sell it, they will make you an offer. And that's exactly what happened. They made me an offer of $84, $10 off. And I said, so, because I can make those two wires and the attachments, and I can take my flash energy things, convert them to yellow. I think I'm going to be quite happy with electro. I saw Jamie Foxx had for about $20. I get that. I'm into it about $100 or so, a little more for taxes. But that is cheaper. Of course, there's no box, but that's cheaper than what it would have been from Sideshow originally. And when you display a figure, you're not usually displaying the box. So I'm going to be happy with this arrangement. So I got it. Another thing you can do to save money is keep your eyes on some items that you truly want. If it's a seller who has a good customer service record and a lot of sales, keep your eyes on the bidding. All right. So I saw something from Spider-Man, Far From Home. I saw that, and it was really low bidding with someone who had a high customer satisfaction rating. And I kept thinking, I'm going to keep my eyes on this. So I threw a little bid in there, just a little bit above the first bidder. And there was only one bidder. And within 15 minutes, they bid above me. And I said, oh, they're interested. And then eventually, I think, 12 hours later, somebody else bid on it. Oh, so there are two people interested. But it was staying really low. And so I set my clock to about 15 minutes before the bidding was going to end because it was really low. So what I typically do is I try to figure out, what am I willing to pay for this? And I really wasn't willing to pay a lot for it, but I thought, it's so low, maybe I might win something here that's really good. It was a complete package to include the box. The box looked really good. They said it's in pretty good condition, everything. And so what I do in those cases is that I wait. I set the clock I know when it's going to end. Set it for about 15 minutes before the end. I keep my eyes on it. And if the bidding hasn't gone up, I think about what I'm willing to spend for it, and I put the bid in. But I never use an even number. So don't, and when I say even, like a whole number, I don't bid like $189 or $135 or something like that. I don't even do $135.50, $135.50. I do like $135.55 or $135.05, because people tend to bid even whole numbers or even numbers. They don't think of going 5 cents above, or 3 cents above, whatever it is. So I do the unusual amount, and I've won auctions that way. But I used to leave about 10-15 seconds for the final bid. And I found out that's too long, because somebody can still, if they're watching, that's plenty of time to outbid you. So now I wait 6-7 seconds. Now you have to make sure you're logged in. It doesn't work unless you're logged in, right? But if you're logged in and you leave yourself 6 to 7 seconds and you put that bid in, $133.55 or something like that, you may win. And that's exactly what happened. I think I paid $131 for it or something like that. $131.33. I don't know what it was, but it was the weird amount, but it was low for a complete package that you would have gotten from Sideshow 2-3 times more when it came out new. So those are just some of the tricks that I use. Customize, because I really enjoy customizing. Knowing internet distributors of loose items. So if you're customizing something specific, you can get really close, being okay with some subtle differences, like maybe the boots aren't perfect, but if you can get close, that's good enough. So customizing, that's one thing. Strategic bidding is another thing. Strategic bidding. Wait to the last 6-7 seconds. Don't do a whole number. That's another way to go. And then piecing things together. Don't get, like I said, I think I said this earlier, don't buy several pieces. If you go to eBay, don't buy several pieces of the same item from the same seller, because by the time you add everything up, you do the math, you're basically going to end up paying pretty much what a complete package costs. Only you won't get a box. Right, so you got to be careful about that. But look around for the best priced head, look around for the best priced outfit, best priced body, that sort of thing, if you decide to go with eBay. I tend to prefer my internet. Once you scale loose distributors, but sometimes you can't find that there, and you have to go to eBay. But be okay with customizing what isn't there. Be okay with not having all the weapons that someone comes with, and be okay with some artistic licensing. And you will save money and still be happy with those figures. So anyway, that's my 2 cents with some ideas. I hope you found the information helpful. If you did, please consider giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. In the meantime, everyone, please have a great day. I had to come back on and say one more thing. I hope I haven't given you so much that you beat me at eBay. But, it's It's probably not too likely. Anyway, I just hope you end up with collections that you can live with and have fun with and can still keep collecting, but do it at prices that are manageable. So anyway, it's all good in the end. Have a great day, everyone. Take care.